When I first pulled up to the neighborhood in my dusty old car, the whispers began. Who drives that junk? Looks like it belongs in a scrapyard. But what they didn't know was that the car wasn't just a car. It was a rare collector's edition, appraised at nearly $2 million. Even more surprising, the deeds to their homes were under my name. I had quietly purchased the entire block as part of an investment project. When I revealed the truth, the laughter turned to silence. That junk symbolized something greater. Not everything valuable shines at first glance. Wealth isn't always loud. Sometimes the most powerful assets are hidden in plain sight. When people first saw the car, they dismissed it because of its appearance. To them, it looked old, worn, and out of place in a world where polished, shiny, and new things are celebrated. This reaction reflects a much deeper human tendency, the habit of judging value by surface appearances. We often associate newness, flashiness, or popularity with worth, while overlooking things that don't immediately signal importance or success. But the reality is, true value often hides beneath the surface, waiting for those with insight and patience to recognize it. This lesson extends far beyond cars or material possessions. It applies to people, opportunities, and ideas. Think about history for a moment. Some of the most valuable artifacts today were once dismissed as junk. Old paintings covered in dust, coins tarnished by time, or buildings thought to be worthless have later been discovered to hold incredible value. What changed was not the object itself, but the knowledge and perspective of those who looked closer. Value is often invisible until it's uncovered. In the case of my car, its true worth wasn't visible to the casual observer. It took expertise, research, and an understanding of rarity to appreciate what it really was, a collector's gem worth millions. The same principle holds true in life. Things of immense value are often hidden behind ordinary exteriors. This lesson is especially important when we consider people. Too often, society makes snap judgments based on how someone looks, dresses, or speaks. We assume someone with expensive clothes, a flashy car, or a big house must be successful, while someone who seems modest or unpolished might be overlooked. Yet history is filled with examples of people who were underestimated because they didn't fit the stereotype of success. Albert Einstein was once thought to be slow in school. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. Even some of today's most successful entrepreneurs started out with little to no external signs of wealth or influence. What these examples reveal is that true potential cannot always be spotted at a glance. It requires a deeper understanding of character, vision, and resilience. Opportunities work the same way. A business idea may sound unremarkable at first. An investment might look risky or unattractive. But those who take the time to look deeper, who study the details and recognize hidden potential, are often the ones who reap the greatest rewards. The car that looked like junk turned out to be a multi-million-dollar asset because someone recognized what others overlooked. This mindset can be applied to careers, investments, relationships, and personal growth. The things that don't seem impressive at first may be the ones that change everything if you give them the attention they deserve. On a more personal level, learning not to judge by appearance teaches us humility and patience. It forces us to slow down, to question our first impressions, and to look for depth. In a world that constantly pushes instant gratification and snap decisions, choosing to examine value more carefully is an act of wisdom. It teaches us to respect others, to remain open-minded, and to recognize that what we see is only a fraction of the truth. The old saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover," isn't just a cliché. It's a survival skill in a complex world full of hidden treasures and overlooked opportunities. Ultimately, when they called my car junk, they were really revealing something about themselves, not about the car.
Their quick judgment showed a lack of curiosity and understanding. When I revealed the car's worth, it was a reminder that value is not defined by appearances, but by substance, history, and perspective. The same applies to every area of life. If we train ourselves to look beyond the surface, to see past the dust and dents, we open ourselves to recognizing true value, whether in people, ideas, or even in ourselves. And that recognition can make all the difference.
The idea of quiet wealth is often misunderstood in today's world, where loud displays of money dominate social media and public spaces. Many people assume that success must always be visible, that the wealthiest individuals drive the flashiest cars, wear the most expensive clothes, or constantly broadcast their lifestyle. Yet history and experience reveal a very different truth. The most powerful and secure forms of wealth are often the ones that remain unseen. Quiet wealth is about strength, stability, and long-term vision, rather than the immediate need for recognition. It is not measured by how loudly someone announces their success, but by the confidence of knowing their foundation is strong enough to speak for itself. The reason quiet wealth matters so much is because it builds from a place of purpose rather than a need for approval. When someone accumulates wealth with the intent to impress others, they end up trapped in a cycle of consumption, constantly buying and showing off to prove their worth. This may provide temporary satisfaction, but it rarely leads to lasting security or influence. On the other hand, those who understand the power of quiet wealth focus on ownership, investments, and long-term growth. They don't need to prove anything because their assets, skills, and vision already guarantee stability. Their silence is not a weakness, it is a sign of strength, because they know their value doesn't depend on external validation. Another powerful element of quiet wealth is control. When wealth is broadcasted loudly, it invites attention, judgment, and sometimes envy. People may want to take advantage of it, compete with it, or even undermine it. But when wealth is managed quietly, it provides freedom. It allows individuals to make decisions without unnecessary interference, to move strategically, and to shape outcomes without drawing too much attention. In fact, some of the wealthiest families and individuals in the world are rarely seen in headlines or social feeds. They focus on building legacies, acquiring land, creating businesses, and investing in systems that last for generations. Their influence is enormous, but it often goes unnoticed by those who are distracted by superficial displays of wealth. Quiet wealth also teaches an important lesson about self-worth. True confidence does not come from showing off what you have. It comes from knowing that even if no one else recognizes it, your foundation is secure. Driving a car that others call junk is a perfect example of this principle. If you know that the car is worth millions, or that your assets extend far beyond appearances, you don't need validation from anyone else. The car becomes a symbol of independence from the shallow judgments of others. In the same way, a person who invests in their education, builds a business, or develops valuable skills may not look impressive right away, but their long-term security and influence will eventually speak louder than any flashy purchase ever could. On a practical level, adopting the mindset of quiet wealth means focusing less on consumption and more on creation. Instead of buying to impress, it means investing to grow. It means acquiring assets that generate income, building skills that no one can take away, and making choices that secure your future rather than just your image. Quiet wealth is also about discipline, the discipline to save when others spend, to learn when others get distracted, and to focus on building rather than showing. This discipline is what separates lasting success from temporary appearances. Ultimately, the lesson of quiet wealth is that power doesn't always need to be announced. In fact, the greatest power often works silently, shaping outcomes from behind the scenes. When I revealed that I not only owned the junk car, but also the entire block, it was a reminder that what truly matters is not the image people see, but the foundation they don't. Quiet wealth doesn't just secure the present, it creates influence, freedom, and legacy for the future. And in a world obsessed with noise, silence can be the greatest form of strength.
When people doubt you, criticize you, or underestimate your abilities, it can either discourage you or become the fuel that drives you forward. The choice lies in how you respond. Many of the greatest successes in history were born out of situations where someone was told they could not achieve something. Instead of letting those words destroy their confidence, they turned them into motivation. The idea of turning doubt into opportunity is about recognizing that every negative comment, every underestimation, and every dismissal can be reframed as an advantage. Being underestimated is often a hidden gift because it lowers the expectations of others while giving you the chance to prove them wrong on your own terms. Consider the way people viewed my car. They looked at it and immediately dismissed it as worthless, labeling it as junk. But their doubt did not change the actual value of the car. The truth was hidden beneath their assumptions, and when the real worth was revealed, their judgment seemed foolish. In life, it works the same way. Others may doubt your abilities, your ideas, or your dreams, but their disbelief does not determine your actual value. It only reflects the limits of their perspective. The key is to take that doubt and use it to sharpen your focus, strengthen your resolve, and drive you toward achievement. There is also a psychological advantage in being underestimated. When people expect little from you, they are not watching as closely, and they may not recognize the progress you are making until it is too late to stop you. This gives you room to grow quietly, to develop your skills, and to prepare for the moment when you can reveal your success. Think of it as planting seeds in silence. While no one is paying attention, the roots are growing stronger, and eventually the growth becomes undeniable. By the time others recognize your strength, you have already built a solid foundation. In this way, doubt becomes an opportunity to develop without unnecessary pressure or interference. On a personal level, doubt can also ignite determination. When someone says, "You can't do it," there are two possible responses: to accept their judgment as truth, or to use it as a challenge. The second response transforms doubt into energy. It creates a mindset where obstacles become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. This shift is not just about proving others wrong. It is about proving yourself right. It is about showing that your vision, effort, and persistence matter more than the noise of other people's opinions. Every successful entrepreneur, athlete, or leader has faced moments of doubt from others. What separates them from the rest is that they treated doubt not as a final verdict, but as the beginning of their breakthrough. Turning doubt into opportunity also requires emotional discipline. It is easy to become angry, resentful, or bitter when people don't believe in you. But those emotions waste energy that could be invested in growth. Instead, it is better to take doubt as feedback. Not feedback on your potential, but on how well others understand it. When people doubt you, it simply means they cannot see what you see. It means you have a vision beyond their imagination. That realization should not create bitterness, but rather clarity. If they cannot see your potential, it's your job to build it until it becomes undeniable. Ultimately, doubt is a part of every journey worth taking. If no one questions your goals, it probably means your goals are too small. The fact that others doubt you is proof that you're reaching for something beyond the ordinary. By embracing that doubt, by turning it into motivation and strategy, you transform it from an obstacle into a resource. Just as they doubted my car and labeled it as junk, people may doubt your dreams and dismiss your efforts. But when the results are finally revealed, when the value of your work shines through, their doubt will seem irrelevant. In fact, it will make your success even more powerful because you will know that you turned their disbelief into the very energy that carried you forward.
Respect and success are two concepts that are often misunderstood, especially in a world where appearances tend to dominate perception. Many people assume that respect automatically comes with wealth, status, or material possessions, and that success is defined by how much money someone makes, or how many things they own. But in reality, true respect cannot be bought, and real success is far deeper than temporary signs of prosperity. Redefining respect and success means learning to see them not as shallow rewards for what can be displayed, but as reflections of character, vision, and the ability to create lasting impact. When I revealed that the car people mocked was worth $2 million and that I owned the block they lived on, the reaction shifted instantly. Their respect, once withheld, suddenly appeared. But this raises an important question. Was it genuine respect, or just a reaction to visible wealth? Many times people confuse admiration for possessions with respect for a person. Respect that depends on material things is fragile, because it disappears as soon as the things do. True respect, on the other hand, is built on integrity, consistency, and the ability to uplift others. It is not about what you own, but about who you are and how you use what you have. Success, too, needs to be redefined. If success were only about cars, houses, or financial status, it would be something shallow and easily lost. But success is not a snapshot of what you have in one moment. It is a measure of what you build over time and how you contribute to the bigger picture. Owning a block of property, for example, is not just about wealth. It represents vision, foresight, and the willingness to invest in something that creates stability for the future. Similarly, success in life is not about having the most at any given time, but about creating systems, opportunities, and legacies that last beyond you. Redefining success also requires us to shift focus from competition to contribution. Many people chase success because they want to outdo others, to look better, or to feel superior. But this type of success often leaves them empty. The more meaningful kind of success comes from asking, what am I building? Who am I helping? What am I leaving behind? A person who measures success only in terms of wealth may live comfortably, but a person who measures success by impact builds something that can never be erased. The respect that follows impact is much stronger than the fleeting admiration that follows wealth. Another key aspect of respect and success is authenticity. People can sense when someone is pretending to be more than they are, and they can also sense when someone is confident enough to be genuine. Pretending to be successful may bring attention for a while, but authenticity earns trust. When you are authentic, people may not always agree with you, but they will respect your honesty and consistency. In this sense, respect becomes a byproduct of living true to your values, and success becomes the natural result of pursuing meaningful goals with discipline. It is also important to recognize that respect and success often grow quietly. Flashy success may gain immediate recognition, but it fades just as quickly. True respect is built slowly through countless small actions that show reliability, vision, and care. This is why redefining these concepts matters. If we chase the shallow version, we may achieve visibility but never fulfillment. If we aim for the deeper version, we may not always be noticed right away, but in the long run, we gain something much more powerful and lasting. In the end, the lesson from being underestimated and then revealing hidden wealth is not about proving others wrong just for the sake of it. It is about reminding ourselves that respect should not depend on appearances, and that success is not measured by surface-level validation. Real success is owning the bigger picture, whether that means financial ownership, personal mastery, or the ability to influence lives for the better. And real respect is not given because of possessions, but because of the character and vision you demonstrate consistently. If we learn to redefine these ideas in our lives, we stop chasing shallow approval and start building the kind of success and respect that can never be taken away.